Hey everyone, it's Allison here, and for this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to make a mini wallet. Now, this mini wallet is going to look like this. It's going to have just a plain color on the back, a billfold, 3 card pockets, and then an ID. Alright, so first up, you're going to start out with stretching out your piece of tape to 6 3/8. So you cut that there, and then you go all the way up to 3 3/4, and you cut it again at 6 3/8. Okay, so now that you make this duct tape sheet, you have to peel it off very carefully and cut 2 more strips that are 6 3/8, but just don't put them on top of each other, and then use them to cover this up. And so yeah, that's it. Alright, so now what we're going to do, we're going to make the pockets. And I forgot to mention, but don't forget to duplicate these. I put them as red on the inside of the billfold. So just make 2 of these. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to cut our pockets. What I did, I have 6 strips that are cut at 3 3/4 inches each. This is going to be the inside of my pocket. This is going to be the outside of the pocket. The outside of the pocket is the part of the pocket that you see, like this, and the inside is what you don't see, so it's white, like that. Alright, so then what I like to do, I cut 2 strips that are 4 inches each, and now I'm just going to cut them in half like this, and that's going to be our trimming for the pockets and the ID. And the ID is cut at 3 5/8 by, no, it's 3 3/4, I think. Yeah, 3 3/4 by 2 1/4. But 3 5/8 works really well too. And sometimes I have to trim it, but I like to make them big just in case. So now all you do is just place the card pockets, the pieces of card, tape for the card on top of each other like this. So go ahead and finish up these. Alright, so now that I have my 3 cards finished, we're going to be working on trim. So if you cut this in half, you'll notice that, one, this is bigger than the card itself, and when you make your trimming bigger, it helps, for me at least, it helps line up the trim more evenly. And also you'll find out you'll have 4 pieces of trim, but you only have 3 cards. This is because we're going to use one of those to line the top of your ID. Okay, so for me to do my trim, cameraman, go ahead and zoom on in here. I'll focus it.
It's focused. Okay.
So as you can see, I'm lining it up with this line, and from here to here is 1/4 of an inch. So from here to here is 1/4 of an inch. So we're going to start the lining at that one. So 1/4 of an inch in. Just make sure it's nice and straight. And then you just bring it all the way up to match that 1/4 of an inch. Okay, so now you just fold it over, and you have even trim. So go ahead and do that for your pockets and your ID.
Go.
Alright, so now what we're going to do, we're going to assemble the wallet. So here, I have the same color as the pocket color. This doesn't really matter what color you do this. This is just this part of the wallet, the nice lining that I feel finishes off the wallet. And so that doesn't really matter. You can do this a complete different color or just do it anyway. Alright, so now we're going to take, this is 3 3/4 inches, matches the card. This is 6 3/8 inches, which is the same length as your wallet over here. And then we have another one that's 3 3/4 inches. That's this side. So now you're going to cut all of these in half. Okay, so we're going to start out with this one. And I like to find which ones I want. It really doesn't matter. I like to put the one with the best trim in the middle. Just my thing. Okay. So I'm just going to take one of these. I like to use the cutting board. There we go. I like to use the cutting board and like line it up on the sides here, and if I can, line it up on the bottom. And what I do is just line it up between these two. It doesn't really matter how far up you put it, just make sure you put it below halfway, which you can just kind of estimate with your eyes, you know, like which one's halfway or not. Right, so I just do the same with this. If you have any extra, then you can, well, this is too little, so if you have a lot extra, then just fold it over. Alright, so then with this one, we put it here. And now we're going to take our finishing trim piece, the 3 3/4 inches one. Alright, so now with my 3 3/4 inches piece, I'm going to take it and line it on the bottom. And there's that one. It's got to be a bit thick, but at least make sure it's not too thick. Alright, so now what we're going to do, I like to take the ID and put it on here. Don't worry if it hangs off the side. Mine typically do that. And now you want to make sure that this is even with this so that they're both parallel. And then again, make sure that you can just kind of push it down to make sure that it's even before you fold it over. And it looks pretty even. So you're just going to fold that over. Alright, so now what we do here, this is the time that you take your scissors and you trim up the bottom like this. Alright, and now I'm just going to trim up the top. I'm going to have to cut some of the card pockets off because I do tend to make those a bit too large. Same with the ID. Alright, so now that everything's even, I finish off with the ID. Try and make it about the same thickness as this was. There, that looks decent. And then for this one, you have to remember, because we're going to have a billfold, I like to make the top a bit thinner, just so you know. Helps me. Alright, so then this one, you fold in like I just did there. And now for the final touches. You grab this piece of tape, cut it the same length of your wallet, so it's like this. Put it on right there, so there's just a little bit of sticky left, and then fold it over. Alright, so now what we're going to do, of your whatever color you want on the outside, go ahead and cut 2 strips of that. That is 6 3/5 inches. So go ahead and do that now. Okay, so now for the final, what you're going to do is I like to line it up with the bottom like that. Just push down there. And now we're going to do, fold it in half evenly. And I have to keep straightening it out because I like it to be straight. Alright, there we go. Then you just press it down, and if you have any extra like I do, then you just trim it off. Just kind of smooth it out with your hand. So that's for right there. And now we're going to use the other piece. Alright. And then you're going to do the same thing, except this time you line it up with the top and not the bottom. Alright. So go ahead and do that now. Alright, so this is going to be your finished product. You're going to have your outside. If you use the same colors as me, you'll have leopard on the outside. Red as your billfold. You'll have leopard details and red trim. Now, to finish off your wallet, you need to do one last step. Don't forget to cut away at the tops of the ID and the pockets. So this is your final product. Just rub your hand through, make sure everything fits. And yeah, so that's it. And I hope you guys really enjoyed this tutorial. And go make yourself a mini wallet, or you can order mini wallets customizable with a design on it if you would like at Allisonswallets.com.